Hello, and welcome to the PA-44 Seminole Master Minimum Equipment List and Operations and Maintenance Procedures Manual training. In this training, you will find the following content: purpose, general information, discrepancy flowchart, PA-44 Seminole MMEL tutorial, PA-44 Seminole MMEL and PA-44 O&M how-to guide, important notes, and summary. The purpose of this training is to show you how to use a master minimum equipment list when approving an aircraft for flight with inoperative instruments and equipment, per 14 CFR 91.213, paragraph A, section 3. General information. An MMEL is developed by the FAA with participation by the aviation industry to improve aircraft utilization and thereby prove more convenient and economic air transportation for the public. The MMEL includes all items of installed equipment that are permitted to be inoperative, equipment required by the FAR, and optional equipment in excess of FAR requirements is included with appropriate conditions and limitations. For each listed item, the installed equipment configuration considered to be normal for the aircraft is specified. When an item of equipment is discovered to be inoperative, it is reported by making an entry in the aircraft maintenance records. The item is then either repaired or deferred per the MMEL or other approved means acceptable to the administrator prior to further operation. Lastly, this information can be found in your aircraft MMEL or MEL. Before we go further on how to use and navigate an aircraft MMEL and aircraft O&M, we must first understand that an inoperable instrument or equipment is a discrepancy, and as the operator, you must follow this discrepancy flowchart. Let me show you where you, as the operator, will interact and initiate the MMEL and O&M manual procedure. Follow this flowchart. As you can see, the discrepancy is identified, which is the inoperable instrument or equipment. Document discrepancy in accordance with current operations manual. Is this an emergency? We're going to go to the no. So let's make that decision. It's not an emergency. Contact maintenance. Maintenance is available. So that's a yes. Maintenance will give you further information and or instructions. This is where you, as the operator, will begin the process in reviewing the aircraft MMEL and reviewing the aircraft O&M procedures manual. Maintenance at this point will also do the same thing, and they will inform you of any M guidelines or procedures and any O guidelines and procedures. I will demonstrate how to navigate an electronic version of an aircraft MMEL. All MMELs will be in your designated master library for reference. All information covered so far in this training has been gathered from an MMEL document, such as the one I'm presenting to you now. This video does not cover specific operator or maintenance official procedures. This is just a tutorial on navigating through an MMEL. First, we will begin with the title page. As you can see here, it's stated Master Minimum Equipment List for Part 91 Operations Only, Piper Model PA-44, and this is an electronic version. Next is the MMEL Table of Contents. You will find all the contents that are covered in this document. Your system number is also your ATA code. ATA codes are sometimes referred to as chapters. In this document, it's a system number, and this is used in aviation to categorize the various systems on an aircraft. As you can see, there's air conditioning, auto flight, communications, and so on. It'll tell you the page, and important things to note here or to track are the definitions. It will explain to you what things mean, what they are, and a preamble, which is an introduction to the MMEL, also another form of definitions, and guidelines for O&M procedures. In the MMEL, you will find this setup for each system with columns 1 through 4. Item, column 1, means the equipment, system, component, or function listed in the item column. Number installed, column 2, is the number, quantity of items normally installed in the aircraft. This number represents the aircraft configuration considered in developing this MMEL. Should this number be a variable, for example, passenger, cabin items, a number is not required. Number required for dispatch, column 3, is the minimum number or quantity of items required for operation provided the conditions specified in column 4 are met. Remarks or exceptions, column 4. In this column includes a statement either prohibiting or permitting operation with a specific number of items inoperative, conditions and/or limitations for such operation and appropriate notes. Now that we understand what these columns represent for this MMEL, we're going to use the air conditioning system as an example, specifically the heater. And the heater will be distinguished in this document as 21-1. And that number we will reference in the guidelines for operation and maintenance. So what we will want to do next is see the number installed, which is 1. Number required for dispatch is 0, and remarks or exceptions is an M. So we will want to find 21-1 up above in the guidelines for operations and maintenance procedures. And as we scroll through this document, we find 21-1 in guidelines for O&M procedures. The M, the remark is maintenance procedure to ensure no fuel leak or electrical fault exists. And we would do that for anything else, such as the air conditioning system, which is 21-2. Number installed, 1. Number required for dispatch, 0. Remarks, M. So let's go back up, and we're going to look for 21-2 in the guidelines for O and M procedures. And there's 21-2, maintenance and M, procedure to ensure no mechanical or electrical fault exists that will cause damage. And you will practically do that for any other system or subsystem that you need to locate in this document. Hello everyone, in this video I will demonstrate how to use and refer to both the MMEL and O&M procedures manual. As you can see here, I have the MMEL open, the PA44 specific MMEL e-version, and I have the PA44 operation maintenance procedure. Please note the O&M procedures manual is updated by operations and maintenance leadership in accordance with the MMEL. As you encounter this procedure, you may or may not have procedures established for inoperative equipment. The O&M procedures manual will encompass the overall process of the O&M guidelines of the MMEL. You will proceed to follow the guidelines of the O&M procedures manual if available. If none are available, get with your leadership and follow O&M guidelines in the MMEL. This MMEL is aircraft specific. Not all MMELs are specific, or not all MMELs are aircraft specific. Do make sure to view the title page for specificity. I will show you how to use the MMEL for an inoperative indicating/recording systems, 31-1 of this MMEL. So here's the MMEL, 31-1 or -2, indicating/recording systems, clocking with sweep, second hand, or electrical digital clock. So let's go ahead and start going through the flow of this MMEL. So the C category, or the one, the categories here are repair interval categories, which are not applicable to us here at Part 91, abiding by Part 91. These are not applicable. Numbers installed, 1. Number required for dispatch, 0, which is great. Let's see what the remarks or exceptions are. Here's one of them for this number 1 here, 31-1. May be inoperative under VFR conditions. As the operator, you will make the determination. Here's 31-2, flight hour recorder. Again, disregard the repair category. It's not applicable to our Part 91. Number installed, 1. Number required for dispatch, 0. Great, but there is an O category. For this presentation, I will go ahead and show you the O and M guidelines in this document. But again, we will refer to the PA44 O and M procedures manual. So let's go ahead and check this out, which is 31-2, which I will do a quick Control F. And as you can see here, guidelines for O&M procedures for the PA44. Here's the O procedure, operations procedure for recording aircraft flight time. So this means that there is a procedure. Let's go ahead to make sure that that is true. So you know that this is it. Operations procedure for recording aircraft flight time. We'll check our O&M procedures manual. And 31 right there, indicating recording systems, flight hour recorder, and then you will go ahead to read this and perform any actions if need be. Pilot must log actual flight time from engine start to engine shutdown using aircraft clock or pilot's watch. Record time in aircraft log and make a note that the hour meter is in op. So there you go. As the operator, you have an action, you will perform that, and you will go off of this. But it's always helpful to check the O&M guidelines here as well. Here are some important notes from the video you just watched. The PA44 has a specific FAA-approved MMEL. Refer to the approved PA44 MMEL for guidance. The PA44 O&M manual is an in-house manual updated by CAE operations and maintenance leadership. Refer to the PA44 O&M manual for procedures. If there are no procedures in PA44 O&M manual, get with your leadership for further instructions. Remember to always refer to the table of contents of each document for further information. In summary, we went over how to use the Master Minimum Equipment List when approving an aircraft for flight with inoperative instruments and equipment per 14 CFR 91.213, paragraph A, section 3. We also went over how to use the PA44 O&M Procedures Manual. You will need to refer to the PA44 approved MMEL and the PA44 Operations and Maintenance Procedures Manual when approving an aircraft for flight with inoperative instruments and equipment. And we also went over how the discrepancy flowchart, PA44 MMEL, and PA44 O&M Procedures Manuals are linked. Thank you, and if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact Kyle Portella, Chief Instructor, or Patrick Fraze, Assistant Chief Instructor.